bang, man.
I want to do that, man.
Let me bang, bro.
I do.
I do. Let me bang,
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey,
Let me bang again, man.
I'll let you bang. I'll let you bang.
This is Combat Sports Talk with your boy Onan Kafar, and I got a bone to pick with all these boxing enthusiasts out here, and this is a fight that nobody's hardly talking about. Nobody's hardly talking about the IBF middleweight championship that's happening this weekend against Danny Jacobs and Sergiy Derevyanchenko. Know what I'm saying? Like, come on, boxing enthusiasts, where you at? This is going to be a good fight. This is going to be a hell of a fight. And nobody's talking about it. Everybody up Deontay Wilder's butt. Everybody up Tyson Fury's butt. Everybody up Terrence Crawford's butt and Errol Spence's butt. Come on, man. This is going to be a fight. Come on, man. This is for a championship. For the middleweight championship. Know what I'm saying? This is an excellent storyline. Two people from the same doggone training camp that inspired each other over 300 times is going to fight each other for the doggone belt. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. I don't know why people are sleeping on these two guys. These two guys are real boxers, real men. They both had an opportunity to fight for this belt. Even though they're at the same training camp, they said they going to do it. Because they both got a dream that they want to achieve. And one of them going to achieve it this Saturday. And nobody's really talking about it. Only a few people. Only a few people. I mean, what's going on? What's going on? Come on, enthusiasts. Come on, boxing analysts. Come on. Nobody's really hyping this fight. Nobody really's talking about it. Come on. This is crap. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford fight is over with. Errol Spence ain't fought in a while. Deontay Wilder fight ain't till doggone December. Anthony Joshua ain't fighting until like April. So we don't give these two guys their just due for stepping up. And they got to split their training camp. They split their coaches so they can train separately. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about these real boxers that's not ducking anybody. Everybody want to talk about the Charlos. Everybody want to talk about doggone Adrian Broner, Tank Davis. Come on, man. Y'all don't believe in the miracle man? Y'all don't believe in the technician? Y'all think this is going to be a good fight? Two people that know each other well because they sparred each other so many times? This is for the IBF middleweight championship, the belt that Golovkin got stripped of because he was ducking. But nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that, how good these two guys are. And that these two guys at the same training camp is going to go against each other. Now, I understand they said they weren't friends. They knew each other, and they went in there and sparred. They was about their business. But still, they at the same training camp with the same coaches. And they going to do this thing, and nobody's talking about it. People want to be talking about the LDBC. LDBC want to talk about the haters, and nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about this fight. Everybody needs to tune into this fight and give these guys some support. These real boxers. These real men that's not ducking nobody. These real men that's trying to achieve a dream. Shoot, Danny Jacobs' story is amazing anyway. This dude had cancer and came back from it. He stood toe-to-toe with Triple G. And in my eyes, he beat Triple G. Bump that knockdown. Shoot, bump that knockdown. Danny Jacobs won more than 6 rounds. He put that thing on him because they thought that he was going to be easy. They thought Triple G was going to just run through him. But that man stood tall. His chin is proven. And now he finna go for this belt. I'm pulling for Danny Jacobs anyway because he's one of my favorite boxers anyway. I've been watching him for a while. But nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk. Only doggone divisions is popping off is the doggone it's the welterweight and the middleweight anyway. But nobody wants to talk about this spectacular fight that's about to happen. Come on, get in line, boxing enthusiasts. Get it in line. For real. There's some real doggone G's about the freaking fight this weekend from the same doggone camp, and nobody's really talking about. Only a few people. You got the LDBC beefing with the so-called haters, and you got people that don't like LDBC beefing with them. Just trying to expose each other, but missing out on talking about this doggone fight right here. I thought y'all was about boxing. I thought everybody was about boxing, but y'all missing out on the Miracle Man and the Technician. Same camp, same doggone trainers. The trainers, they had to split up and train them in different places. The trainers feeling all weird out because their boxers are going against each other and they got to split up the training, but nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about this. You know what I'm saying? This is just tomfoolery. Everybody about their favorite boxer, everybody being fanboys, ain't nobody really being boxing analysis because they just want to stick with what's popping. But you know what's popping off this weekend? Danny Jacobs and Sergiy Derevyanchenko. That's what's popping off for a championship. This ain't no non-title fight. This is a championship fight for the IBF middleweight championship. Very well, we worry about Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, even Floyd Mayweather, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner, Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford. And I ain't take anything away from these other boxers, but you know what? They ain't fighting yet. And nobody's talking about this. Hardly. I ain't going to say nobody's talking about it, but there's a few people talking about it. But a lot of people that I listen to here on YouTube is not talking about it. I see more about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I see more about people ducking and all that than about this fight that's about to come up. And it's sickening. It's sickening for people that supposed to love boxing, that want to talk about boxing, and they're just leaving this out. Y'all think this is just a squash match? This is for a title. You know what I'm saying? This is for a title. And nobody's even talking about it. But I'm talking about it here on Combat Sports Talk, because that's what I do. That's what I talk about. Good grief, man. I mean, what's going on, people? Holla at me. What's going on? Danny Jacobs ain't good enough in y'all eyes? Sergiy Derevyanchenko, he ain't good enough for y'all eyes? This is not a match to talk about? Y'all not going to get enough views talking about this match? This is boxing. This is for a belt. This is two people from the same training camp. Go through this, and they gonna fight each other, knowing each other, cause they done sparred each other about over 300 times, or over 300 rounds or whatever. And we've been on this. If we as a boxing or a combat sport community here on YouTube, we need to doggone talk about this and boost this fight up and let people know about it. This is crazy. You only want to talk about Danny Jacobs about when he fought Triple G. But what about now? He done showed him proof. He beat Triple G. He beat him. I don't care what nobody say. Jacobs been a champion before. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about this fight. Everybody got beef with everybody, but nobody's talking about this boxing match that's coming up. This ain't no low level boxing match. This is to get a belt. This ain't I ain't talking about doggone Canelo going to the zone and trying to fight another a champion in another weight class, trying to do a Mayweather. Be undisputed. Nobody's talking about that. Why Canelo can't still fight in the same weight class that he got the belts from Triple G? Cause he want to move up. Who Charlo brothers done fought lately? They just waiting for somebody. But these two guys at the same training camp say they gonna step up to the plate and achieve their dreams, and nobody talking about this. It's an interesting storyline, and nobody's pushing it. Nobody's talking about it. Excuse me, I'm getting hype. Got the cough in my voice. It get kind of cold around where I'm at. But anyway, y'all be shaming yourself, boxing lovers. Everybody love everything about boxing, but missing out on this match. That's ludicrous that hardly nobody talking about. That is ludicrous. Ludicrous. I mean, what's the deal? This ain't a good enough match for you to talk about? This is not a good enough match for nobody to talk about. But everybody want to talk about all these ducking people, all these ducking champions. But they don't want to talk about these two guys that's not trying to duck. They ain't trying to talk about these two guys that been training together for years and that's going to fight each other. Nobody's trying to talk about that. People want to talk about Adrian Broner doing his little tirade, or how he say he going to take his sport more seriously, which he already said before. People want to talk about Tank Davis and his doggone Twitter rants and stuff. And how Deontay Wilder was ducking, or how Anthony Joshua was ducking, or how Terrence Crawford is ducking, or how Errol Spence is ducking. And I got love for these guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm kind of on the side. I'm kind of on the edge with Deontay Wilder because his boxing is kind of jacked up. But look, if we supposed to be talking about the combat sports, boxing, whatever, we need to talk about all these fights, especially these fights for championship belts. I don't care about what the LDBC talking about. I don't care about what the so-called haters of the LDBC are talking about. Talk about boxing. Talk about boxing. Talk about combat sports. Talk about these title fights. Talk about real compelling stories. Nobody cares about Deontay Wilder whispering and all that ignorant stuff he be saying. Nobody cares about if Anthony Joshua sound too nice, or if Errol Spence is the boogeyman, or if Sean Porter's ducking him, Keith Thurman's ducking him. Nobody cares. Like, I mean, come on. Right now, what's relevant right now is this weekend, October the 27th, Saturday, Danny Miracle Man Jacobs against Sergiy the Technician. I'm about to mess his name. the Devich, whatever his name is, they about to go and clash, and one of them gonna get this belt. And I'm pulling for Danny Jacobs. I'm pulling for Danny Jacobs because he's one of my favorite boxers. I'm pulling for him. All right? But win, lose, or draw, people need to tune into this match. They need to watch it. They need to check it out. They need to see what these two men are about. Ain't no politicking going on. No politicking going on with this match. People want that belt, and they gonna get it. And they just happen to be from the same camp. But nobody want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. So all I'm saying is, until you get close to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight, until you get close to Anthony Joshua fight, until Earl Spence fight, we should have been talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford already fought, and people talked about that. But people ain't say nothing about 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs was fighting. Nobody really talked about Andrade's fight. And I love to see that guy again. That's my first time ever seeing him fight. And I'm sorry. I mean, he had a lot of ring rush, but I love it. I want to see more of him. But that's for another video. I'm talking about Danny Jacobs right now. And this fight against a technician that's happening this Saturday for the IBF Middleweight Championship that hardly nobody talking about. Because everybody beefing. Everybody's sleeping on these two guys. Everybody's sleeping on this match. This match is on. This is HBO boxing. I know HBO is going to stop boxing, but hey, this is on cable. This match means something, but nobody's thinking about it. Nobody's thinking about it really. I need everybody to check this match out. Check these two guys out. Let's give these guys some support for being real men, for not being duckers, for going to this match with each other, knowing they know each other. Come on, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be great. Two guys that know each other, that sparred each other, same training camp. You know what I'm saying? Not backing out. They going for it. They're going for the gusto. Going for the gusto. So, that's all I got to talk about. That's all I got to say about that. Boxing enthusiasts, people that talk about boxing online, get in line and talk about these good matches and stop always talking about these other people up their buttholes and stuff. Let's help these boxers that's not getting no props. Let's help them out too. Let's help them out by talking about them too. Let's come on. Alright? This is Combat Sports Talk with your boy Onan Kafai. I'm signing out. Y'all watch that fight Saturday. And don't forget to subscribe to the McDojo Chronicles. Alright? The Combat Sports Talk is in the playlist. So y'all can go and check that out. You know, because we're doing different things on this channel. So y'all check it out. Y'all go to the McDojo Chronicles online store. We're going to start doing apparel for the sports talk and everything. Y'all check it out. We got doggone the leggings for the ladies up in there. We got the McDojo Chronicles socks. We got the shirts. We got iPhone cases. We got Android cases. Hoodies. Women's shirts. Kids clothing. Y'all check it out. Give us some support. Alright? This is Onan Kafai. Combat Sports Talk. Alright? Y'all keep it real.
Let me bang, man.
I want to do that, man.
Let me bang, bro.
I do. I do.
Let me bang,
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey,
Let me bang again, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.